All right, as you can see, I'm going to do some work today, so thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel. Instead of doing illustration or playing any video games, which is something else I'm going to be adding to my channel, I am going to be working on some graphic design today. One of the things that I do in my free time is I co-host a video game music podcast called Pixelated Audio, and today I'm going to be working on some artwork for the episodes. So every episode that we put out gets custom episode artwork, and as you can see, we're approaching episode 75, and I wanted to show people how I put these together. So every episode has the same kind of format, all the same file size, the same kind of layout and stuff like that, with the exception of some of our special episodes, like expansion packs, and a new one that we've started, which is called Pixelated Audio Music Discs. But today I'm going to be working on a game called Alisia Dragoon, which is a really awesome game for the Sega Genesis and the Mega Drive. And so I'm going to be using the box art to fill in this purplish pink area, and we'll be adding a episode logo and some stuff in the glowing area as well as above the numbers. So let's get to that. I'm going to add in some music right now, which is going to be the Alisia Dragoon soundtrack. So it's an amazing soundtrack. It's actually a really fun game. I highly recommend trying it out if you can. Play it in an emulator. You're not going to find it on eBay. It's actually pretty expensive. So we're going to start out. I usually like to start out by kind of attacking the big area first. So what I'm going to do is I have some files open. I'm going to be using the Japanese box art, which this is the Japanese box art right here. As you can see, it's pretty awesome illustration. The American box art, which actually I think I have a copy of, I can open it real quick, is not as impressive. It's a little bit more generic. So you can see right here, it's a little more generic. This is not a very high resolution version of it, but I may end up trying to grab that logo. I'm going to actually see about doing a mixture of the two logos so that all of our English-speaking listeners can kind of tell what the episode is by looking at the artwork, and all of our Japanese listeners can also tell. But like I said, for every episode, I make custom artwork. So if you want to check out all the other artwork, you can go to our website, pixelatedaudio.com, and you can see all the episodes that have been done so far, and see how I used box art to make that happen. So right now I just copied a section of the box art over. I'm just going to kind of do some rough positioning. I like to try to push things up as far as possible. This black area ends up not really being noticeable because we have a black background on our website, and it'll actually be transparent when I produce the final file, so you won't be able to tell. So I don't like things to run off the bottom, so I'm going to probably end up clipping her legs. I'm going to clip out her hair, and probably have to hide part of these dragons in through here so that they don't run off the top of the image. I do like her little ponytail, so I'm going to be grabbing that and repositioning it. Let me see if I cut her ponytail off. Yeah, I did a little bit. Alright, so let's actually make a better selection. So I'm just going to grab way more than I need. And make it a little transparent so it can help me with positioning, because I want her little thing right here, her little bandana. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up cutting off her ponytail and probably repositioning it down here or bringing it over here, because I can do that. I can kind of do whatever I want. So what I can see here is that I want some things to kind of pop out a little bit and some things to get kind of hidden. So I have a little bit of the sniffles. I've been sick pretty much since the year started, so I apologize if that's kind of annoying. Believe me, I'm annoyed by it as well. So I'm going to start out by duplicating the layer because I'm going to be cutting it up, but I also want to have one that's uncut for in case I need it. So there's certain things that I can have kind of cut out, certain things that I want to hide. Bring this down here. I actually should clean this file up. It's not. It's got a lot of extra layers that are hidden that I don't need. So I'm going to make a selection based on the shape. I'm going to invert it. And then if I delete part of the image now, it's going to cut off the top of her head. So I want to preserve that, so I can go in with an eraser tool, clip her out a little bit more precisely. Whoops. Should've did the plus. Like I said, I don't care about her ponytail. I'm going to cut that out and reposition it. Sometimes I have to do that. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty easy one to kind of handle. I'm going to keep this finger. Unfortunately, with the lightning, I'm just going to have to kind of let it get cut off. And I want to keep his face. You'll see in a second if this is a little hard to understand, but like his little boomerang wings are going to get cut off. This guy's wings are going to get cut off. I might want to keep this. We'll see. I can always delete it later if I decide not to keep it. And I'm probably going to bring his wing up in front of this gray shape, which this gray shape will change color in a little bit. Okay. Oops, my selection is... There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna break out my stylus. So I'm on a drawing tablet, and I'm going to clean this up. So at the time of this recording of this video right now, this episode is not out yet. We recorded the episode a couple days ago, and we like to keep our episodes a surprise. Just so I won't be live streaming these, like working on these episode artworks, because I don't want anyone to know what the episode is until it comes out. But when you see this video on YouTube, the actual episode will be out. So right now it looks like it might be a February 1st episode. Sometimes because we record episodes early, we kind of let them wiggle around a little bit and kind of move them. So this could end up being episode 74, this could end up being episode 76. Right now I just kind of put 75 in there because that's where we're planning it, but it could change. But that's an easy fix, that's just changing the type. So you can see I cut out her head, so now it looks like she's kind of in front of this box shape, which is kind of cool. Now we're going to do this guy. This is actually my favorite character in this game. It's a 2D platformer, but one of the unique things is that you get to cycle through different dragons that are her friends or her pets, and they help you out. And this little guy is a boomerang lizard who flies around, and they kind of do their own thing, and he throws boomerangs at enemies to help you out, and he takes damage and stuff. He can be leveled up along with the three other dragon lizard things. It's just a super fun game. It's really well designed. The levels are challenging. The music is really good. I have the entire soundtrack playing in the background, so that's one thing I'm going to try to do for these videos, which is going to be kind of neat. You can kind of listen to the music if I ever stop talking. Okay. Oops, my button's stuck. Gotta get a new keyboard. That'll help. It'll help keep that edge nice and straight. Whoops. Okay, so made pretty quick work of that. One thing I noticed is if you see here, there's looks like there's a line. That's because I have a gradient up here, um, that I need to adjust. Let's see if I can find it. No, that one needs to be adjusted. But that's not the main one. Should have organized my files a little better. There we go. It's just a little gradient that adds a little bit of color. Okay. There. Yeah, so you can see, just adds a little bit of color. Alright, so what I want to do is bring this wing in front, but I don't want the whole thing. So I don't need the whole image. This lightning might be a problem. You could try tapering the lightning. So we have this little bit over here that obviously the box art didn't go all the way over, so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a bit of the unused part and see, I flipped it. Okay. So, as you can see now I have something for this little area. For this little area right here. It's kind of trickery, I guess. Sometimes you gotta take some creative license to make something work. So, now what I want to do is I want to play around this ponytail here and see what I can make happen with that. So I duplicate the layer again. There's the entire ponytail. So first I want to see if I can fix where the text covers. What is going on? Okay. See if I can fix where the text is covering. At least good enough to where you have trouble telling that there was text there. If you hear any weird noises in the background, that's my dog. I don't know what he's over there doing. Stupid keyboard keys are getting all stuck. So I'm going to paint a little bit over in those areas. Because I'm going to be cutting it off, so you shouldn't be able to tell. These buttons are really making me mad. Okay. One more section. Cut out this ponytail. Normally I would cut this out on a separate sheet so that I could have a clean background that I'm cutting it out and seeing through to, but I'm just going to do it on here. Sometimes when you cut out a background like this, it makes it hard to see what you're looking at. Like right here, this section gets kind of lost. So I may find that I've cut it kind of messed up. If I had a solid color background, that would make it a lot easier. Actually, let's just do this. There. Her ponytail is something that's pretty prominent in her sprite, so I wanted to make use of it. I felt that it was worth taking some creative license for. The eraser that I just switched to is pressure sensitive. That's really the only difference. If I push really lightly, it does a little line. If I push really hard, it goes thick. You can kind of, just in one brush. It works nice for these tight areas. But if I don't have a tight area, I prefer just a regular brush. Getting a little bit of lag on my computer right now. Which is always a pain. Okay. Zoom out. Okay. Okay. Okay, there's the ponytail. I don't want it going up. Kind of want it coming like down. Might work better. Whoops. See if I can get it to pop out. That'll work, I think. But I don't want it to look like it's in front, so got some more erasing to do. You can see the track titles kind of showing up here. Some video game tracks are very, very short, so sometimes you'll see them kind of show up real quickly. I think this is part of her. It's okay to go in front of this dragon, but I don't want it to go in front of her, so you'll see once I cut it out, you'll be able to see kind of what I'm going for. Now, fun part, her hair. Okay. So that works pretty good. The only thing I don't like is in this area, her hair kind of blends together a little more than I want. So I'm just going to darken it. I'm going to do a little gradient. But, oops, since her hair, her ponytail is actually on the front layer, I'm going to have to erase this out. Okay. Okay. So I turned the gradient from a normal layer into a soft light layer, and I duplicated it. And what it nicely did was it kind of mimics this darker, more vibrant red. So it actually feels like it kind of goes together. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and clean this a little. I was hoping for some more black to kind of pop out, but it's not really. Okay. So there's that. So there's the Japanese logo. Here it is here. And then there's the English characters. This is the American box art logo. I don't know if I'm going to use that because I can grab it from here, the title screen version, which, as you saw, was on the back of the Japanese box, and I can do that as simply as copying and pasting, and then leaving the pink. That's why these are put on background colors like that, like the pink. It's really easy to grab. Now, I'm running an older version of Photoshop. One thing that this version doesn't have that's helpful with dealing with pixel art is scaling it with nearest neighbor turned on. I don't really know how to do it in this version. I don't know if it's a setting that it actually has, so I came up with a kind of a hack way to do it. So, let's see. So what I do is I just zoom in, and then I take a screenshot with the larger pixels. Let's see where I put that. Huh. Not sure where it just threw that screenshot. I can deal with that in a little bit. So now what I have to do, if I want to use these, if I want to use the Japanese logo, is I have to cut it out. It's going to be pretty small, so I don't have to be super precise. looks like I'm just kind of painting a black line, but I have a black layer behind it. My co-host Brian, he tends to like the Japanese logos. I agree. I think the Japanese logos look pretty awesome, pretty fun. So I like to try to incorporate them when I can. Especially since I'm using the Japanese box art as the main image. Sometimes I have no choice because it's a Japanese only game. Oops. So I end up having to use just the Japanese logo. This could take a little bit. This lag is making it a little bit harder. Second here. I don't even want to look at how many more characters I have left. Just realized I hadn't saved my progress at all. There's almost a Bond sound to this song. All right, that appears to be it. So I'm gonna remove some of this from in between the letters. Closing in on an hour working on this, so you can see that put a pretty significant amount of time into making these every 2 weeks or so. Because I don't know if I mentioned, but our episodes come out every 2 weeks. Occasionally we have an episode come out in the off week, so we have sometimes up to 3 episodes per month, and you know, putting in 2 to 3 hours per piece 2 to 3 times a month can kind of add up. And if you take a look at our episode artwork on the page, you'll notice that in the beginning, for about the first 20 episodes, I was making custom illustrations for every episode, and it was just too much. I was spending way too much time working on stuff for the podcast. I was not able to have much time to research episodes with my co-host. I was just primarily making artwork, showing up to record, and that's it, which wasn't very fun for me. And my freelance work has really picked up a lot. I keep pretty busy, and now I'm even doing artwork for different indie games, which is really fun. That's actually one of my favorite things to work on. I would love to get into game development full time and leave full-time graphic design, which is what I do for my day job. It's full-time graphic design and illustration, but it's like corporate illustration and graphic design, so it's not really that fun. Pays the bills, but if I could, I would love to do game design and development all the time. Okay. So at some point something had to give, and since the podcast is a fun hobby, and it was actually we were getting to the point where we didn't know if we were going to continue to do the podcast because it was becoming so much work for both of us, that I said that I was going to not spend as much time on the episode artwork. I mean, for that I was probably spending 8 to 10 hours per episode doing artwork 2 to 3 times a month. So you can see how I didn't have much time for for really anything. I really wish I knew where it was putting those screenshots. Okay. Yeah, because I'm going to need it. It was throwing on my desktop before. Let's see. Maybe it's thrown in my Dropbox. Sure is. Okay. While I'm in here, let's take. See, I like this one. And I'm going to use this one. All right. So, like I said, this is a little bit of a creative solution to not having the ability to scale something with nearest neighbor put on. So just like before, I will just delete the pink. One reason I love using the title screen artwork, because I can just go in and real quickly remove all the background stuff. If I was using the box art one, I would have to go in and cut this entire thing just like you saw me do with the Japanese text. So you'll see when I bring this over, got too many files open. Okay. Okay. It's much bigger now. So it's going to look like it's pushed right up to the edge, but when you go to the website, you're not able to tell. Because like I said, the website's on a black background, so that one. Whoops. There we go. I work on a PC all day, so coming home work on a Mac sometimes takes a few minutes to get used to. Because really the only differences that the keyboards have are actually the differences that I use. So you can see here there's some spots that I missed. Clean this up. Just a little drop shadow to help this stand off that background a little bit. Okay. Now this one, just move that background. It's actually a close-up of her from a game. It shows her in between stages, like it kind of like dashes across the screen. Thought this would make a cool, kind of detailed shot. Whoops. we use a lot of red. Red always actually looks pretty cool, but we use a lot of red, so try to mix it up. Oh, that's one of my other dogs. Hold on 1 second. Alright, let's see if he'll be quiet now. Kind of like this minty green. Okay. Notice screenshots online when you grab them from other people who have made them. They tend to be kind of dark, so I usually lighten them a little bit. So we're getting close to being done. Almost made it without the dog interrupting. It's okay though. He's pretty old. He's gonna be 13 in about a week. He's Shih Tzu. It's my girlfriend's dog. She has 2, and then I have 1, so we have 3 together. So things like streaming and stuff like that can be a little difficult. Recording the podcast can be kind of difficult at times when you got a dog barking at you. I'm going to duplicate this shadow layer just so that she has the same type of shadow as that text. Make her a little smaller. Okay. Now, usually one of the last things that I do is change the shirt colors of Brian and I. Try to do something that kind of matches the logo or something, so that kind of goes with the image. So what I'm going to do is make this one red. Brian's looks like I might have a little bit of problems with. Might have to fiddle with it a little. There we go. Some of those colors are starting to come back out now. There's some of the different shades. Just playing with the levels now. Even though I like that kind of minty green, I think I need to go with something a little bit more like the regular green that kind of shows up in the bulk of the logo. That minty green is that little, this little dragon, but he doesn't, it's not enough of that minty green. Okay. Well, it's been an hour and 20 minutes, and that's pretty much it. If you remember what it looked like before, you know that there's been quite a bit of stuff added to this. It goes kind of slow, so it kind of creeps up on you. But that has pretty much been making an entire episode artwork from scratch. Sorry for that weird face. My sinuses are bothering me right now. But yeah, so that has been the artwork for episode 75. Like I said, the number might change because this may end up being episode 74 or 76. But that's an easy change. It's just retyping the text. This is a cool game. If you're seeing the video and you haven't listened to the episode, I urge you to check out Pixelated Audio. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher, Google Play, I think it's called. We're on pretty much all the different podcast catchers. And you can find us on Twitch. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Pixelated Audio. You can find us on there. Tons of ways to listen to us. You can listen to us on our website even. You can check out the website for all the artwork. You can see, I think there's 73 episode artworks up there at the time of this recording, but when this video is released for you to watch, all 75 should be up there. So they're pretty cool. A lot of fun stuff on there. We have some articles. We have different composer stuff. We have composers on our show. We interview different people like Barry Leach. We've had Chris Huel's back. We've had Japanese composers because Brian speaks Japanese, so that's really helpful. So we've had composers like Toshiaki Sakota and a whole bunch of others. Takushi Himura from like Neo Turf Masters, stuff like that. So that's always pretty fun. It's really exciting. These are all people that we looked up to as kids because we've been in love with video game music and old games back when they were new games. So it's been really exciting being able to talk to those people. So we hope to keep this going. We're going to hit 3 years in July doing the podcast, and pretty soon we're going to hit 100 episodes. So that's pretty exciting. And if you like the podcast, be sure to let us know. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up or or whatever. Leave some comments. It's always fun to read and interact with different people. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.